pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. There are a couple changes to the agenda. Under 5, old business, we're adding state aid for classrooms. And under votes and resolutions, new item B will be item K1 from personnel. Motion to approve the agenda is modified. Rob, second Bill, all in favor? 7-0. Janice, any statements from residents?
Yes, Emily Sherrill.
Good evening, Mr. Parnello, members of the school board, teachers, and parents. Thank you for allowing me to speak about a project that I am very excited about. First, I would like to ask you if you knew that for every ton of paper that you recycled, that saved 17 trees. Well-run recycling programs cost less to operate than waste collection, landfilling, and incineration. The more people that recycle, the cheaper that recycling gets. And today, November 15th, is America Recycles Day. It is. Earlier this school year, I asked my teacher where the recycling can was located in our classroom, and she answered that our classroom did not have one. At the time, I thought that was very unfortunate. I think it does not make sense that we are taught the importance of recycling, but we do not get a chance to separate our garbage because it is sent to a sorting plant where it is sorted and recyclables get recycled. I decided to research how to establish a recycling program at our school. I found out that the town of Brookhaven, through Councilwoman Jane Bonner, has a program set up to help school districts recycle their waste. Recycling is important. At home, all the members of my family are responsible for putting all papers, plastics, glass, cans, and cardboard in our recycling bin. The town program would allow us to understand the importance of recycling by teaching us how to separate our garbage. A recycling program would help us save trees, reduce our impact on the environment, and save space in our landfill. Through emails and a conversation with Councilwoman Bonner and her recycling coordinator, Nicole Pocher, I was informed that Brookhaven Town was committed to recycling and that Councilwoman Bonner and her staff would be happy to help us establish a recycling program. Their help would include providing a large container for recyclables to be stored outside the school and free pickup services. They may also be able to help us with providing bins for collection within the school. Recycling in Brookhaven is easy. With their single-stream approach, all recyclable items can be placed in a single container for pickup, and the items will be sorted and sent to be recycled by the town. This would be a win-win situation for the school district and the environment. I believe the amount of recyclable items we would no longer place in our regular trash containers would allow us to cut our dumpster use in at least half, saving our school half its trash disposal costs. If this program were set up district-wide, we could save half the costs of trash disposal for the entire district. Our inclusion in this program would also reduce the overall costs of recycling to the town, because the more people recycle, the less costly it becomes for the town. I hope that you will seriously consider establishing a recycling program at Wading River Elementary School and perhaps even district-wide. I believe the financial benefits to our district and town and the benefits to our environment and community make this a very worthwhile program. I thank you for your time and thank you for considering this proposal.
Thank you.
Thank you.
you. What do you guys think?
Let's do it.
Great idea to me.
I already have my daughter bringing home work recycling, so I'm obviously in favor of this.
I'd also do it district-wide. Are all the schools in town of Brookhaven? Class?
No.
Just the schools in Riverhead?
Any questions?
Thank you very much for coming up and talking about it. Really appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Thank you for opening our eyes.
And your principal, I'm sure, would love to meet with you and help you get this started. And anything we can do to help.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very
Thank you very much.
Any other statements, Jens?
No.
First tonight is student and staff recognitions.
It gives me great pleasure to introduce our athletic director, Mr. Passamonte. We had some great achievements over the weekend from our cross-country team, and Mr. Passamonte will share those accomplishments with us at this point.
Thank you, Mr. Lederer. Girls, if you want to come on up, please. I'm not sure how many people in the audience have heard, but this past weekend, these are 4 members of our girls cross country team, and they were crowned the New York State Class B state champions. Congratulations. This will be Coach Koretsky's, correct me if I'm wrong, Coach, your second state title here at Shoreham? Yes. In addition to the team title, Catherine Lee, who is on the right here, Catherine Lee was also the individual Class B title winner. She won, beat all the other girls in New York State in Class B with a time of 17:53. Thank you, Peyton. So congratulations, Catherine. That is Catherine's second individual state title in 3 years in high school. She won it as a freshman, and she also won it this year. We have more next year. I'd like to highlight a couple of accomplishments from the season. The girls won the league championship in Division 6. They won the division championship in 3. They were the overall county champions for Class A, B, C, and D, which is all the schools in Suffolk. They were obviously the State B champions. They were first at the Manhattan College Invitational, first at St. Anthony's Invitational, first at the Northeastern Brown University Championships. They were first at the Suffolk Coaches Invitational and the Bear Mountain Invitational. They were first. They also set the county record for a 5-girl average at the divisional. That was all time. They also set the record at the state qualifier at Sunken Meadow for the 7-girl average. Additionally, Catherine Lee was chosen the outstanding runner in Suffolk County. Catherine was undefeated for the year for 14 races, and Alexandra Hayes was second in 7 of those races. So those are some unbelievable accomplishments. Great job, girls. And I would just like to recognize the 4 girls that are here tonight. On my left is Peyton Capes Davis. And Allie Hayes holding the hardware with that New York State trophy. And Francesca Lilly. And Catherine Lee. Again, congratulations, ladies. Great accomplishments.
Next, we have old business. We added an item, which is the state aid for the classrooms that are being built at the elementary schools this year. We were initially informed by the state that not all the classrooms would be covered by state aid. The board made a decision to move forward with the construction of those classrooms, regardless of whether or not they received state aid, while our architect continued to press the state to change their mind. This week, we learned that they were successful and that the state is now providing state aid for all of the classrooms. It's in about additional $1 million in state aid to the district. Next is reports and reviews.
Each year, the board conducts a meeting at one of our schools. Of course, tonight we're here at Wading River Elementary School to give us an update as to the progress being made here and all the wonderful activities for our students, both instructionally and the young lady who presented tonight on recycling. I think it's typical of the good work being done here. It gives me a great pleasure to introduce our principal, Mr. Louis Parinello, who will give us an update about Wading River Elementary.
All right, well, what Emily came and presented to you, that's, not to use you as an example, you're who I want the kids to become. We are trying to make every single child in this building know that they are special, they are important, and they can transform the world. And they don't need to wait till tomorrow to do it, or next week, or next month, or when they're big, or when they're an adult. They could start right now. I mean, Emily came with this recycling idea. She went out, she pursued it, she talked to the town of Brookhaven, she's going to call the town of Riverhead, and she's organizing this thing, and it's her project to make it come alive. I've had kids come into my office when Hurricane Matthew came and decimated parts of Haiti. Matthew came to my office, I wonder if there's a connection there, and said, we've got to raise money, we've got to help the kids down there. And so with district's approval, we had a whole fundraiser together. Matthew organized the whole thing with the bin in front. I mean, this is what we want for our kids, to know that they're important and they can make that difference. So real quick, we're just going to give you some quick highlights of Wading River School. Last year when I stood up here, we had kids give the whole presentation. We shared our mission and vision. That's what we created our first year together. We're in year 3 together on this. So year 3 of consolidation. You might say, the third year we're just humming, and we are, but there's been so much legwork to get to this point. I'm so proud of our kids, our faculty, our staff, every single person in this school. And we have a shared mission, and talk a little bit about the future, but we're going to be quick, I promise. So the most important thing we do at Wading River School, the most important thing is creating a safe and welcoming atmosphere for all. That's what was our mantra for our first year together. It's behind the scenes. It helped build the foundation to what we do our last year and this year and moving forward. When we created Wading River 2.0, as we called it, recreated Wading River School, pulling everyone together across the district. Our third graders are our first group to go through the district completely consolidated. They never split apart and came back together, so they don't know any different. And it's amazing to see the difference, the way the cohesiveness, the kids working together, and that's we're going to see more and more of that, as we predicted a few years ago, moving forward. Every single morning, as Emily will tell you, when you walk in the building, you're greeted by a group of children. They're called the Welcome Ambassadors, and they come in. It's kind of like a football huddle as you come through, and the kids give high fives and fist pumps, and there's music playing. And those same kids are welcome ambassadors, a rotating group of kids. Every single child gets a chance to be a welcome ambassador, leads the school in the Pledge of Allegiance. On Mondays and Fridays, we recite, the Peace Pledge on Mondays and the Kids of Character Pledge on Fridays, just to reinforce that making good choices, pillars of character that we have. We made a whole character mural this year, right? All the kids got together. It's just great having Emily here. She's like backing me up. So made a whole mural over there with all of our pillars of character. It's outside in the hallway, outside the library, and hung it up. They look like windows of a castle looking out into the world, showing the good deeds that we do. Because it's not about just words on a wall. It's about our actions, our choices. It's reaching out and helping every single child and make a difference with one another and the world. Each morning also, we celebrate special accomplishments. So I might mention Emily's name tomorrow morning on the announcement saying something special happened. If somebody wins in a sports team, the baseball team wins, the cross-country team wins, we announce it, we celebrate that, and we start with our words of wisdom, something that connects to the real world that the kids are experiencing. And then we say, we started our day with something to think about. Let's make it a great day. A great day. That's what we do every single day. Every child, we do it because We make a choice every day in our lives, no matter what obstacles we're faced with, to make it a great day or to go down another path. And we want to teach our children, starting now, to make it a great day. It's a choice we make when we're faced with obstacles to make the best of it. So one of the things we want our kids to understand is fact from fiction. I mean, just think of the latest Facebook thing that's going on, if there are facts or fictional things being posted on that. Science is the best tool we have in this world to separate fact from fiction. So sure, we go to BNL in 3rd grade and the kids get to play and everything like that. They learn about the scientific method in school. In 5th grade, they return to BNL for a more intense experience. These are some of our 5th graders. Emily, did you like the trip? Was it pretty cool when you went over? It was amazing. Wow, I did not plan that. That was great. So, but we want the kids to grow and you know, having that common thread throughout, seeing it in 3rd grade, seeing it in 5th grade, and seeing that growth. And helping the kids separate that rumor mill from what's really going on in the world. If some of our major news organizations could take a playbook from that, it would be a better world. It's all great. It's a difficult thing. And our news organizations have a very difficult job. They do an amazing job too. We promote literacy in school-wide themes. So we read the book of the month together, right? The last one was the Winnie the Pooh, the true story of Winnie the Pooh. All right, I'm totally partial to those sort of things. We sang the Winnie the Pooh song together, right? So I had these like 3rd, 4th, and 5th graders, but it's that sense of community coming together so we all feel important. And let's say your kids go out trick-or-treating and they get, I don't know, 16 tons of candy. What do you do with all that candy? Well, we bring it back. We might do a fundraiser, and it's a candy buyback program. The money may go to veterans, or it might go back to the PTA, and the local dentists all join in, the community joins in, and that's some of the kids helping collect their candy. I think the parents are really happy. I think they're collecting the little brothers and sisters' candy, kind of sending it in there, because we want to celebrate and learn as one community. That partnership with TC, I want to thank the board for their support of that. That means that children in their classrooms, one might be reading at an incredibly high level, another might be reading on grade level, another might need extra support. And a teacher is able to teach all those kids within the regular classroom, really helping those children that excel even more, providing that enrichment right inside the classroom. And then we can provide that extra support however it's needed right there as well. And we take real authors, published authors, or our news meeting, we might pull a real clip that's published in a local newspaper or online. And the kids read from it, they learn from it, and again, we're doing fact and fiction, I think, in many of, how do you read non-fiction articles, feature articles, right? Is that what you're working on right now in 5th grade? So you're doing that sort of work, and so they're trying the elements that make those powerful articles to read, and that's how they're learning how to write, through those real-world examples. So that's some pictures of some of our readers and writers. That's one of our little 3rd graders learning cursive, which I know is something that we discussed before. Yeah, we feel it's important for kids to learn those things. So mathematical thinking, sure. We're keeping up with the Common Core, moving beyond that as well. I was in a 3rd grade classroom last week. This is no joke. I'm sitting in the room, and it was an observation, and the teacher gave the kids some really difficult math problems. It was differentiated, so some kids had very difficult multi-step math problems that you would see mostly in like a 5th or maybe even a 6th grade classroom. And I was in a 3rd grade room. And then some others that were on a 3rd grade level. And I saw these groups of kids working together, calling across the table, solving, how do we do this? How do we do that? And then all of a sudden the light bulbs were going off and they were solving it, high-fiving one another like they just won the New York State Championships because they were doing math and they were doing it the right way, together, collaboratively, using those skills. And I really have to commend the efforts of the teachers and the support staff that were in there that were making it happen for all the kids in that room. And so that goes on to technology. I mean, the kids are posting using technology in all these different ways. The last couple of faculty meetings we spent on Google Classroom, just kind of getting this faculty and staff familiar with it a little bit. We have laptops, we have iPads, and I think we're thinking about Google, those Chromebooks for next year, if we can use those. They're just super fast startup, very inexpensive, and it's so funny because during the professional development, one of the comments was, some of the times the kids have a hard time printing, and I'm thinking in my head like, the kids are entering into a world where printing is that's like passé. They're posting things, then they're commenting on it, then they're commenting on the post, and they're interacting with one another in a completely digital forum. So that whole idea of Google Classroom, giving them that foundation, so if they want to explore it more on the middle school level or even more in depth on the high school level, we want to get them ready so they can jump right into it at that point. Wellness. Our PE teachers are amazing, the way they pull kids together. I always used to love using those when I was in elementary school. I don't know if you remember them. But the whole idea, it's not about competition, it's about cooperation. So you'll find teams of kids all working together and cheering each other on. Hey, you could do it, you could do it. And it's not just about the physical well-being, it's about that whole making positive choices. Our PE teachers all work together so to help the kids promote making healthy choices for their diet, for their lifestyles, for their choices. That's so important, making those good choices to make it a great day and make it a great life. I don't know if you've heard, but I'm kind of partial to some really hands-on, unique field trips. And I'm very proud of my staff. When we came together, we had a Shogun, what are we going to do about this? Our fourth graders created that whole Project Adventure field trip where they climb on ropes and helping the children. It's never been done before in our community, but helping the kids see these huge obstacles. I can't do it, I can't do it. And then all of them cheer each other on. And then they go on these high, yeah, there you are, Emily. You're nodding your head. It's pretty cool, right? It was awesome? Or, yeah? It was awesome, amazing. So another amazing. So, having the kids overcome those obstacles gives them that sense of confidence. So then they can maybe stand up here and present in front of the board if they have an idea. This is one of our field trips we've been doing for years. That whole Fire Island, we brought it together. We made it even better. And those sort of trips not only bring the kids, but they bring the parents together. And so there is a method to what we're doing so that we form a stronger community. Because it's not just about one child achieving. It's at Wading River, it's about all children achieving and doing it together. And again, making a difference in the real world. Thanks, Emily, for your example. But yeah, we want to collect food for the needy, raise money for good causes, support one another during times of need, celebrate our veterans, and reach out. This is from our Hall of Heroes over here, and reach out to make a difference in our own community. Our PTA does an amazing job of supporting this effort. They do some creative things like their science fair, the book fairs, open house, welcome wagon. Every week, just about, they come with these welcome wagon, they wheel around to the kids. The kids get to buy all these different things. They sell fruit. It's a loss for the fruit, but they do it every week, and they make it attractive so that the kids will make those healthy choices. The Monster Mash, again, pulling people together. On the same night of the Monster Mash, which we have like hundreds and hundreds of people here, they have the book fair, so parents can have a great time at the Monster Mash and celebrate literacy. So we break records on what we're doing for the book fair, and also do an incredible job with whatever the night event we're having, the National Circus Project, which the PTA is just an important part of bringing back. And we have an accent on the arts. Every single child in this building has an opportunity to perform in the arts. We have children who are in small group settings, who have severe challenges, special ed, and they're taking an instrument, which I just think is something to be celebrated. And we're supporting them. We're trying to find out ways to help make them successful in whatever it is they want to do. Third graders can start an orchestra. Fourth and fifth have an opportunity for band. We encourage every child to get involved with something. So if they don't want to choose an instrument, well, every child is in our chorus, in our fourth and fifth grade chorus, and our third graders actually do some choral activities as well as a group. And then all of our fifth graders are involved in our SRO. We have, you want to celebrate something, when NYSMA comes around in Skamia, we have a ton of our students who get perfect scores. 100 on the test. I call around to other principals, and I love to just toot our horn. That's amazing how great our kids do and our representation on Skamia. That's something to be celebrated. And our music teachers and our parents at home deserve full credit for that. They do a great job encouraging the kids, and they've kind of recreated the program given our space limitations, setting up the gym, setting up the all-purpose room. Do we have a leak here? Do we have none? Do we have to move this? And then the band room and shifting around. And it's just great, and we make it work. We laugh, and we're looking forward for that expansion too. So that'll be a nice thing, however it works. So quick things for the future. I know we've heard about Common Core, non-Common Core, whatever. There are state standards. The state is revising those standards. We need to look at them. They might be adopting them January, February, March. We need to look at them, see how it works for our own curriculum, and make sure that our children are getting what they need. I know the science standards are one of the standards that are being reviewed. Dr. Chowsky has worked with our teachers to help create our new writing continuums. She's done an amazing job with that as well, and Mrs. Myers worked with the science units as well. But the writing curriculums, the way they are moving forward, we're able to have, let's say, a third grader who's writing, and we can see that they're on, let's say, a fifth grade level on the continuum, so we can see and move them forward on those. What we noticed with this consolidation is every 3 years we're moving to a new school. So So we've been working, I've been working with Dr. Anthony and Mrs. Carlson on helping streamline transitions between buildings. And it's just wonderful to see. Dr. Anthony's reached out to me, I've reached out back and forth, and Mrs. Carlson, I've reached out. And so we're just trying to help it, so when the children come into a new school, they feel like, oh, that's my school, you know, that's the one I'm looking forward to going to, instead of being nervous to attend it. So we're really working hard to help celebrate those transitions. And given the bond's approval, I'm excited, we're excited about having the expansion in the back, and putting the whole cafeteria and everything back there. So we're going to see how that works out, and the several new classrooms we're going to have. It's an exciting time to be at Wading River School. Now, once a year we get together, part of the community building. Last year was the pillars, and part of our character counts committee. This year was the peace symbol, so we're tying it in, and it's going to tie into our theme for our PARP week. That's Parents as Reading Partners, the whole peace theme. And Peace, Love, and Books or something like that I think they're working on. But we're trying to create a more peaceful world by working together, valuing each other, and making a difference in our own lives each and every day. Thank you so much. It's a place for every child to learn and grow. Thank you for coming to Wading River School.
Thanks, Lou. Next, we have Superintendent's report. Mr. Lederer.
Thank you, Mr. Zukowski. I want to extend my appreciation to Ms. Carlson and the faculty and staff at Miller Avenue. We lost power there for about 3 hours today, and I went over there. Mr. Meinster was there as well, Mr. Andriotti, and I really have to commend the principal and the staff. They did an outstanding job. As I walked through the halls, and obviously we had no power, classes were still being conducted. I mean, with these eyes, that would be impossible, but the young children and the teachers showed great ingenuity in conducting. It was a very safe environment. My hat's off to that faculty and staff, Ms. Carlson, for doing an outstanding job, ensuring the safety of our students and yet sustaining the integrity of the instructional program. Very, very well done. Very impressed. We got power back about 2 o'clock, so we were able to have an orderly dismissal. I want to share with you that the State Board of Regents is looking at doing away with local diplomas. Discussions of that have been occurring. They're also looking to raise the passing grades on Common Core Algebra and English Regents exams to 80% on the Algebra Regents and 75% on the English Regents to better predict our students' success in college so that they will not have to take remedial courses. Based on the present results, which are improving in Common Core Algebra, and our Regents results have always been good, based on our present results, with 65 being the passing mark, if they were to raise it to 80%, about 70% of our students would not succeed and would not be meeting graduation requirements. This is alarming. And I don't know if it's in the best interests of our students and the instructional program. We are making progress, we are making growth, and I don't know if this is the direction to go. And fortunately, I believe that the state is, the Board of Regents is reconsidering this. I believe it's to go into effect about a year from now, but they are looking at it and seeing if it is a wise move to make and what the possible consequences of this is. If you have an opportunity, contact Regent Tillis, state representatives, Senator Flanagan, Assemblyman Laval. I strongly urge, or Senator Laval, I strongly urge you to get in touch with them and say this is foolhardy and not in the best interest of our students. The high school fall concert is tomorrow night at 7 o'clock in our high school auditorium. And high school parent-teacher conferences are on Monday, November 21st from 6:30 to 8:30. The high school recently conducted meetings with their students to support networks in school that are available and to inform the students of where they can seek out assistance. The students were encouraged to report concerns related to themselves and friends, and they also explained the response hotline, and in a few minutes we'll be introducing some guest speakers that will be, I think, share some terrific insights with the audience. During the week of November 14th, Response of Suffolk County will be meeting with each grade level in small groups to discuss post-vention strategies to handle grief and loss. That would be efforts that are made after an unfortunate incident has occurred. On election day, our middle schools participated in a mock election. The Middle Avenue students had a student election as well to decide on a school mascot. Middle Avenue students also donated 150 pounds of candy, which the school received $1 per pound. I can't imagine all that candy, but and this was donated to American troops serving our country overseas. So congratulations to them. And here, Wading River Elementary, PTA will be having a blood drive tomorrow from 2:45 to 8:45. I put out a connected this afternoon. Hopefully you'll come and donate blood. Is it in this room? Right. Yep. And I strongly urge you to do that. It's for obviously a very, very good cause. At one point in my career, I served on the New York Blood Center's volunteer committee, and introduced blood drives in schools throughout Suffolk County. I know how much the blood is needed at certain periods of the year, and this is a time of year when we go into the holiday season. People aren't thinking in terms of donating blood, so it's very, very much a need, and obviously it's a gift of life. So if you can possibly see your way clear to donate, I would urge you to do that. It's painless, believe me. I've done it many times. It's actually relaxing. So I strongly urge you to do it.
It's the best 5 minutes of your life. Unless you donate platelets, then it's 2 hours.
Good.
Thank you, Mr. Letter. Next report is, we have a presentation tonight from Response of Suffolk County, the Crisis Center.
I'm really appreciative of Response to Suffolk County and a representative of North Shore Youth Council coming tonight. Gives me great pleasure to, obviously we've had recent tragedies in our school district and in our community. So the administrative team, along with our Board of Education, is looking at programs to come. November 30th, we will have a presentation in the high school auditorium, I believe at 7 p.m. from the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. But these wonderful people are doing great work. They're working closely with our high school representatives from Response to Suffolk County, Lisa Zeller and Merrill Cassidy. I thank you for being with us tonight. And also they're working very closely with North Shore Youth Council, an old friend who has aftercare programs in our school district, is very supportive of everything we do in the Shoreham-Wading River School District, and I welcome Janine Gentile here with us as well. They're going to talk to us about how they can help us as we go forward. I know that Mr. Holtzman and the high school faculty is working closely with them, and I thank them for being with us. So.
You're very welcome. My name is Merrill Cassidy. I'm the Director of Response of Suffolk County.
I'm Lisa Zeller. I'm the training coordinator at Response, and I'm also a parent in the district.
Okay, so, I need to start by doing a little bit of a trigger warning. We're going to be talking about a topic that's a tough topic. So I want to make sure people understand that. We're going to be talking directly about the topic of suicide, and even though it's a very important topic to address directly, it can trigger some difficult feelings. So I want to give you permission to take care of yourself while I talk. I understand that this is a tough topic. And the school district invited us here today because we've had 2 suicides in the district recently, and the district is very, very concerned about the impact of these losses on the school community, and so are we. And while we may never fully understand why the students who died by suicide did what they did, many people who die by suicide struggle with mental health issues like depression or anxiety that cause them substantial psychological pain. Many people hide their suicidal feelings from others, or they may engage in behaviors such as substance abuse to deal. So it's important to know, and one of our main messages is for the students, is that help is available for any student who might be struggling with a mental health issue or with suicidal feelings. Our goal today, in the short time we have with you, is to hopefully inspire you to learn more about this topic and to empower you to get involved. We will be working with the students over the next 2 days, each grade level, and then after Thanksgiving, another 2 grade levels. We're going to be working with the staff to put together a plan moving forward. Another agency, AFSP, is working with parents with their More Than Sad program. And I think that the district will be a year-round effort. So with that.
I'm a little taller than you. Okay. So Responsive Suffolk County is Suffolk County's 24/7 crisis intervention and suicide prevention center. We provide our services through our 24-hour, 7-day-a-week crisis hotline. We also have a warm line we call our support line. We have an online crisis counseling program called Here to Help that's available through our website. We have a bilingual hotline, a Spanish-speaking line, Conexión. And we are the area network provider for the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline. We also serve the community through community education and training programs and train volunteer crisis counselors as well. Our mission at Response is to provide callers in crisis or those in need of support with unconditional acceptance, compassion, and respect in order to lower anxiety and facilitate their innate coping skills. We engage callers